All right, now we're moving on to rationalizing using conjugates. And this is a useful method for when you have stuff of this sort of form here, where you have 1 over, or you have something over something minus a radical, or something plus a radical. And you can rearrange the radicals as you see fit here. It's when you have sums or differences of radicals in the denominator that this trick is useful. And we're going to still be using our multiplying by 1 in a clever way trick. However, it's going to be slightly different because we're going to be making use of a identity or a rule known as differences of squares. So you've probably seen that before, but I'll illustrate as we go along with this example. So we have 1 over 1 minus square root of 7. We know we have a nice little formula called difference of squares, foiling or factorization, where you have x minus y times x plus y. Doesn't matter what x or y are in this case. So we have something minus something times that same something plus this something, okay? And when you do this, this comes out to be x squared minus y squared. This is why it's called difference of squares, okay? So if you were to FOIL this out, you would find that this is what you get. So it doesn't matter what this first x is or what the second y is. If you have minus and then plus of the same two things, you get this when you multiply them together. Okay, so how does this simplify, or how do we deal with this sort of situation? Well, we need to cleverly multiply by 1. So how do we do that? I'm going to multiply by the plus version of what's in the denominator, both top and bottom. Because I want to use this difference of squares identity here. So I just put parentheses around everything to ensure that we're going to FOIL correctly. And now when I multiply across, I get 1 plus root 7 in the numerator. And you could FOIL this if you liked, or you can just use this useful identity. So this is going to be 1 squared, which is just 1, minus 7 squared, or sorry, root 7 squared. Okay? But as you know, if we were to simplify this, this is the same thing as 1 minus 7, because the square root cancels the power 2. So we're left with 1 plus square root of 7 over minus 6. Okay? It's an ugly simplification, but it did the job. The goal was to get the radical out of the denominator. And we did just that by multiplying top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator over here. And that's how you do that. You're using difference of squares to cancel out radicals. Okay? So with that, this example is done. And if you have not done so already, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, please go to Project Greater Ed if you're not watching from there already. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.